Today, we're going to go over 3 simple exercises to help your knees stop hurting quickly and effectively. If you want to get control of your knee pain, you need to get your brain and your knees talking to each other. And this will let your body know that it is safe to move. If your knees are still hurting, even after doing countless stretches or taking painkillers, there's likely a mismatch between how your brain thinks you're doing and how your knees are actually doing. So we need to solve this problem. So in this video, we are going to go over 3 exercises I would do to help rebuild the brain-knee connection and help reduce your knee pain quickly and effectively. By the way, I'm Mike, I'm a chiropractor and a master's of science in exercise, and I love helping people get out of their knee pain. It's all I do every day. So let's get started. Now, a quick disclaimer, this information is meant to be educational only. Please check with your trusted health professional or your doctor to see if anything I talk about in this video applies to you and your unique circumstances. Now, a quick thing we want to do before we get started on the exercises is check where we are at in terms of a baseline with our pain, as well as some quick movements, okay? So what we're going to do is look at a pain scale from 0 to 10, 0 being absolutely no pain, 10 out of 10 being the worst pain you've ever felt. So typically when people start or they're doing these exercises, they're at a 6 or a 7 out of 10, right? It's bad enough that we want to do something about it, but it's not so bad that we feel like we have to go to the hospital. Right, so we are starting at maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10, and then we are going to look and see maybe some movements that we feel like we can't do. So maybe some assisted squats or even just a certain place that we can bend our knee to. We want to take that, keep that in mind. And at the end of these exercises, we are going to check and see both how our pain is doing, how far it's come down, and then how those movements that we were doing are doing then. All right, so this first exercise, what we're going to do is we are going to be focused on activating the muscles at the front of our shins, which also integrate directly into the knee joint themselves, okay? So one of the root causes of the pain that we might be feeling in our knees is a poor activation of this muscle. This muscle is called the tibialis anterior, okay? How we're going to do that is we are going to have our back up against the wall, ideally, okay? We're going to have our knees over our toes, just like this. We are going to have our feet facing forward, so not flared out like this, but as best as we can facing forward and flat on the floor. Then what we're going to do for the exercise is we are going to raise our toes up to our shins and towards our knees, and then slowly lower them down, okay? Just like that. Now, if that becomes too difficult, we can also do this in a chair, okay? I'll show you that variation here in a second. I'll also give you a side view of this exercise so you have a perspective of what it looks like from the side, okay? So here's this variation of me doing it in a chair, okay? So if we're finding that doing it against the wall is too difficult, that's totally okay. What we can do is we'll have our feet on the floor here, okay? Our heels on the ground. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to bring our feet up towards our knees and then bring them back down nice and slow. Now, this is a lot less pressure, a lot less intense than the one on the wall. But if that's where we're at and it accomplishes the goal of reducing our knee pain, that is exactly what we are looking for, okay? So what we can do is 8 to 10 of these, okay? We'll do 1 set, take a rest, and then we will do a second set. If you are in our knee pain freedom challenge, what you would do is 8 to 10 of these. That's 1 set, take a rest, do a second set of 8 to 10, and then you would do that in the morning and in the evening, okay? Same as the first 3 days. Every exercise is morning and evening that I show you on each day. All right, so exercise number 2 is called the knee over toes calf raise, okay? So in the first exercise, we worked the front of our knee, the tibialis anterior muscle. It kind of helps control this front part of the knee, partially, okay? So then the next thing we're going to work is the muscles in the back of the legs. Now, if those are misfiring, often we can have knee pain manifest itself there, all right? So what we're going to do for this is we are going to have either a chair for balance or we can do it up against the wall, but I like doing it with a chair, just gives me more freedom, okay? So what we're going to do is we're gonna have our feet on the floor, holding onto the chair. Our knees are going to be bent until they are over our toes, okay? Now, if you can only bend your knees so far, that's okay. Just, we want to be in a comfortable knee bent position. We can also kind of flex our back if that's helpful, okay? Then what we're going to do, once we know we are stable, is we are then going to push up with our calves as high as we can, and then lower them slowly back down, okay? So we're going to push up, slowly lower them down, just like that, okay? Now, we don't want our hips to move or anything like that. We want all of the motion to be in this back part of our leg with the muscles there, okay? So we're going up, and if we can only go this high, that's fine. Then come back down, okay? Now, if we are doing this as a standalone exercise, we want to do it 8 to 10 times, take a rest. That's one set. Then we would do it again, a second set, 8 to 10 times. And that is exercise number 2. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is going to incorporate our vision system. But what we are doing is we are activating our vision system because one of the components of how our brain processes our stability, our balance, and then in turn kind of paints a picture of how we're doing. And in some cases, if there's a mismatch there, it causes a pain signal to show up in our knees, when in reality, a component of the root cause might be our vision. Okay, so this exercise, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be training our eyes to be able to track where an object is moving. This is known as the letter H object tracking exercise. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to place a pen in front of us. We are going to keep our eyes focused on the pen while we keep our head straight and upright. Our head is not going to move as best as we can, and we are going to move the pen in an H pattern to the edges of our vision, okay? So you can see my eyes looking here. We are then going to follow the pen with our eyes, keeping our head as straight as we can, keeping it from moving. Once it gets to the edge of our vision where we can't see it anymore, okay, we are then going to go up to the top till we can't see it anymore without moving our heads. Back down that same line all the way down. Our eyes are following it the whole time. Come back up. Then all the way back to the center. And then if we want to, we can switch hands. We're gonna go all the way out to the side, up, and down, doing our best to keep our eyes focused on the pen without moving our head. My head has probably moved a little bit here, so we don't want that to happen as best as we can. So we're gonna look just with our eyes, bring it back to center, nice and slow. And that is one exercise, drawing one letter H. So to the side, down, up, back, straight across, down, up, and back, okay? One exercise, do that 4 to 6 times. That's one set. You can take a break, do a second set of 4 to 6 rounds of those, 4 to 6 exercises, and that is the H vision tracking exercise. All right, so now that we are done all of those exercises, what we are going to do is we are going to do a post check or kind of a recheck of how we were doing. So again, remember at the start, if we were doing these exercises and at the start we were at like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in our pain intensity, we want to see now maybe we are at a 4 or a 3 out of 10, right? If that's the case, we've seen a marked improvement. That's awesome. If you notice that there was no change, that is absolutely okay. What we have done is we have introduced new motions into the body, and sometimes the body takes a little bit of time to have that reflect in our pain intensity and our ability to move. So be persistent, make sure that we stick with it. And now if it caused the pain to be worse, again, that's where you would go see your trusted health professional. But if we're kind of in that no change, or even better, we've seen a positive change, that means we've done good things for our body and we are moving in the right direction. All right, well, hopefully you found these videos useful. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe at the button below. If you want to do these exercises in a more structured format and be a part of a community, we have the Knee Pain Freedom Challenge. The link is in the description there. We'd love to have you. And otherwise, hope to see you in the next video. And remember to stay active. Thanks.